biggest shift is that the coffee is no longer just a caffeine fix. It's a craft. Customers now care about the origin, the process, the roast profile, farm story. Some of them, they like to go deeper right now, with the details.
Initiating direct trade and making it work at a small or medium-sized scale is hard, especially ahead of harvest. Arkena Coffee Marketplace connects roasters directly with smallholder farmers in Ethiopia and builds in the hard parts: integrated QC, logistics support, and producer-led transparency. Ethiopia's harvest is underway and samples will be ready in February. We know we're early, but that's the point. With coffee supply as volatile as it has been in 2025, getting in now helps you understand timelines and can assist in planning your 2026 buying with confidence, even if you've never bought direct before. The minimum is around 20 bags, and Arkena can pull multiple roasters to meet the MOQ, so you can participate without overcommitting. If you're curious, listen to our recent conversation on the podcast with founder Matthew Thornton, then explore the marketplace via the link in our show notes. You can also book a meeting with Matthew and he'll walk you through requesting samples, the order process, pulled orders, QC, and shipping once coffees are ready. Supporting our advertisers is a great way to support our mission at Mapper Forward to build responsible businesses with responsible pricing models. Check the show notes for details and explore Arkena Coffee Marketplace today. Welcome to the Mapper Forward Middle East podcast, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and this is episode 1 of a brand new 5-part series, one that I am very, very excited about. I am graced. I have been trying to get this guy on the Global podcast and on the Middle East podcast for near on 2 years. So, folks, this is a very, very special series. It is my deep honor and privilege to welcome Saeed Al Blooshi from El Matador and Lama Cafe from the UAE to the podcast for the first time. Saeed, welcome.
Thank you so much, Lee, for inviting me. It's a big honor.
Thank you,
Hello,
sir.
everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Super excited.
I nowhere near as excited as I am. You and I are friends. We are colleagues. We are cigar buddies. Anyone who's watching on YouTube will see the massive humidor behind Saeed. We have a mutual love of cigars and coffee and laughing. So we have a lot of fun, a lot of great conversations. I want a special shout out to your amazing wife, Maha, who is also a genius when it comes to marketing and to a lot of stuff. So we are talking in this series about building a coffee business in the United Arab Emirates. We're recording this in late July, and there is 6 months to go until World of Coffee. And a lot of people come here to the UAE and they say, things are popping off. It's a hugely fast growing market. It must be really easy to build a business in the UAE. And so Saeed and I thought it would be really interesting to have a conversation to talk about some of the reality of building a business in the UAE. Saeed has been in business here for 8 years, so he is no newcomer to coffee. But Saeed can tell us things that from when the early days of coffee. And as a local here, it is a different perspective than a lot of other people that try and build businesses in this region. So Saeed, let's start by having you introduce yourself and tell us about Matador and Lama.
My name is Saeed Al Blooshi. I'm the head roaster and owner of El Matador Coffee Trading and an owner of Lama Cafe in Abu Dhabi. Lama Cafe, I built everything from scratch. It has a story behind it because I am half South American. My mom's from Bolivia. So we're representing the national animal of Bolivia's llama. So
Nice.
That's why we called it that way. The coffee that we are going to talk about, Lama Cafe, is all premium coffee that I chose, handpicked from producers, exclusive just for my cafe.
Mm-hmm.
So we're introducing a premium type of specialty coffee in my cafe with an experience in the cup.
Mm-hmm.
I fully trained my staff to talk to the customers, explain what will happen to the coffee when it's hot, when it's warm, when it's cold, how to drink this coffee with ice, not to increase the ice, to change the taste of the coffee. And we have a full explanation, everything we do. We change our coffees between a month and a half, just, like a rotation with it. But alhamdulillah, I opened 9 months ago. Now I'm opening 3 more cafes in Abu
Wow.
Dhabi by end of next year. So
Wow, mashallah.
yes. So alhamdulillah, we're going there. For Al Matador coffee trading, I started from my house
Wow.
with 3 sacks of coffee.
Wow.
I trained in Ukraine, in Japan, and in the States
Mhm.
with a Probat 1 kg.
Mhm.
Then gradually I started learning more and more. It took me around a year and a half till I reached where I wanted. Through my journey, there's a lot of people who helped me, and I want to thank all of them. One of them is Osam Al-Awam.
Shout out to Osama.
He, when I started, I met him and I told
I
him,
love
how can
Osama.
I roast and how can I do this? And he told me, just cup, be simple, don't make it very complicated and all that. But the person who walked with me and let me stand today is Muhammad Al-Marai.
We all love Mid'i. Both of them have been on the podcast, folks. Osama from Roasting House and Mid'i from Cypher. Shout out to both of them.
I'm not shy to say they were my mentors. I'm not shy to say I did not become successful out of nothing. Muhammad guided me a lot.
Yeah, fair.
And I thank him.
Yeah. Nice. It's so nice when you get like 8 years, 10 years in, and then you start to look back at who were the people who walked the path with you and how grateful you are that you lasted this long because of them walking the path with you.
Even Osam Al-Awam, when we were doing the Arabic competition in Abu Dhabi, Sana Al-Qahwa,
Yeah.
I was with him and I told him and I thanked him in front of everyone. I told him, I started my journey and I met you.
Yeah, man, that's so cool.
And we had the conversation. He said, yes, I remember. I said, no, look who I am and where did I reach. Alhamdulillah, I became an international judge. Alhamdulillah, I'm very successful with my roasting skills right now. We're starting to get not only a direct trade from the origins or from the producers, we started to get everything pre-order. Like I'll get a lot of coffees from one certain producer. I tell him, listen, I want naturals, I want anaerobic, I want an experimental. So I reached that point right now. So alhamdulillah, and I want to thank Muhammad Al-Marai and Sama.
Yeah.
I started alone in the roastery. Now alhamdulillah, I have over 12 staff with me. They help me. Sometimes if I'm not there, they can help me with selecting the coffees. One of my superstars, I could say, my roastery.
Give him a shout out. Give him a shout out.
Is Fran.
Hi,
He's
Fran.
from Colombia.
Everyone loves Fran.
Last year, due to some circumstances, I couldn't go to Ethiopia. So he went on the behalf of me and
Nice.
he selected some crazy coffees. Alhamdulillah, once they arrived, like I don't want to nag about it or anything, less than 6 months, we sold out.
Yeah, wow.
So it was a big disaster for me. But
it's a nice kind of disaster to have, but it's a pain as well.
but alhamdulillah, other than that, we're expanding more right now through the cafes. Why is that? I want to share my story. Selling coffee, there's always a borderline. But when I see something and I want to talk about it, I can buy it and put it in my cafe and have everyone have an experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a way of sharing, I guess, your journey, which includes your palate, which includes the road you've traveled, which includes all the competition experience you've had, all of that. You get to share that with people through the coffees that you're serving and roasting and the team that you're providing, right?
Yes, and alhamdulillah, God blessed me with a perfect team.
Alhamdulillah.
It took some couple of years to create this team and get them on board. And I'm very thankful for them, because without them, half of the story wouldn't happen.
Yeah. And that's a
You know?
leader, somebody who realizes that they're not the only ones that make something successful. It's everybody's hand that goes into it that makes it successful.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. We have an interesting question that we want to explore in this conversation, in this episode. And you being in the industry for 8 years, you will have you're in quite a unique position amongst locals to answer this question. And what we want to understand is, how has the coffee game changed in the UAE specifically, not in the entire region, just in the UAE over the last 8 years? So you as somebody, and folks, a really interesting, bizarre fact that Saeed and I realized before we got on the podcast, I was looking up for Saeed's email in my emails, and an email popped up of when Saeed came to one of Scott Rayo's workshops from like more than a decade ago, about a decade ago, that when Scott did it through Map It Forward. And Saeed and I did not know each other then, but we met there. It turns out that was the case. So really wild how these connections happen as they need to. But from that time until now, how has the coffee game changed here in the UAE?
Okay. First of all, who changed the game, I'm not sure to say any names, was Raw Coffee Company.
Shout out to Matt and Kim.
They started specialty coffee in the UAE.
Word.
No? The transformation was mostly commercial.
Say more
was here
about that.
We lacked specialty coffee from the beginning. We had a lot of commercial cafes
right
around the UAE because nobody knew about coffee that much.
Yeah.
It's just like grab and go. That's it.
But it was also like, for those who are listening outside of the region, when Saeed says something like that, it's really important for people to remember that this region, coffee has been a part of everyday life for centuries, right? So when Saeed's saying what he's saying, he's talking about the commercial aspect, drinking out in cafes, not drinking in the home, because that's a part of Arab culture everywhere. Go ahead, Saeed.
And then gradually, from commercial, became becoming one of the most exciting and competitive specialty coffee markets in the region.
Mm-hmm.
We will go through 6 things that I want to talk about. First was the community to craft. The biggest shift is that the coffee is no longer just a caffeine fix. It's a craft. Customers now care about the origin, the process, the roast profile, farm story. Some of them, they like to go deeper right now, with the details. The rise of specialty roasters and local brands. I'm very proud to say this. There are some cafes around the UAE that were doing a great job into that. Building their brand with a roastery or without a roastery as a cafe. It's very unique right now, and I'm very proud of them. Even I go sometimes, just to enjoy a cup of coffee and have a conversation with some of the owners, in UAE. But it's nice, to have that kind of things, You have a direct conversation with them. You understand what they're going to say about the coffee, It's nice.
Can I just say something on that? I went to Home Bakery the other day.
Okay.
Shout out to Hind, because Home Bakery is fantastic. Started by a local, and it is pumping. No matter which one you go to, the coffee's great, and it's an awesome experience.
They're cookies.
Oh, I wish I could eat them. Fuck, I wish I could eat them. I can't eat them. Hashtag vegan sadness. It was the first thing I went in there and she looked at me really kind of strange, like, why would you ask a question like that? Anyway, sorry, go on.
And the culture at the beginning, when they started to open cafes, they started to import coffees from around the world. But the local roasters started to rise and started to import amazing coffees. So gradually that stopped, so that was a good thing, and I'm very proud of that.
Yeah.
And then we have the barista culture and professionalism. Before, a barista was just doing a normal coffee for you and end of story. But now it's more competitive for them. There's a training program for them, more exposure through social media, international coffee culture, seeing the new generation of skilled baristas, even at home, they're taking their pride in their craft. So I'm really happy for that part.
It's exciting, right? Like that it is becoming a part of opportunities, a part of creating businesses for the future that end up getting handed down to generations, inshallah, when they're successful, inshallah.
And then we have the consumer knowledge and expectation, Now customers, when they come in, they like to see more than one type of coffee that is available in the cafe. From milk-based to filter, and, they like to see it like you'll have a V60 or an AeroPress or a cold brew, and then you talk about what types of coffee that you have available. So this is really nice. Before you didn't have that, just one coffee and whatever is there, it is there,
Yeah.
And then we have the design and experience.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Cafes right now, they're going crazy.
They could all be in a Vogue magazine, right? Like the cafes that exist here, you walk in there and you think, this could be in any palace anywhere. This could be in Vogue. This could be in a mansion. They're stunning.
It's crazy. Some of them, what they did, unbelievable.
Yeah. And they bring designers from all over the world for a cafe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the last one is the competition. Of course, with the growth of cafes and roastery, there is a competition every day in the market. But unfortunately, sometimes it's saturated. But we're going to talk about that later on,
Yeah.
Because here you have to talk about consistency.
Yeah. Can I ask, when you got into coffee, why did you get into coffee?
I won't say like everybody said, I have a history about it. I won't say nothing about that. I liked coffee.
Okay. That was it?
I enjoyed the cup of coffee. That's it.
I love it.
Then when I went to Ukraine, I was blessed to have a chance, to learn more about coffee. I said, I want to learn how to roast.
Yeah, wow.
So I started there my journey.
That's it, khalas. You liked it. You enjoyed it. This is what I'm going to do. This is my exit strategy. This is the next chapter of my life. I'm going to figure it out, and then I'm going to go and get there.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
And now he's got a huge humidor behind him. Excellent. So in the next episode, folks, we're going to talk about the coffee crisis in the UAE and how it's being experienced. So this is something that people who are new into the industry may not realize how significant the coffee crisis is. But the second that you take context with 8 years ago to now, this is why someone like Saeed is the perfect person to help us understand like how people in the UAE are experiencing it. So join us for that. Peace, love and peanut butter. Have an amazing rest of your day. This episode is part of a 5-part series produced by Mapper Forward. Check the full playlist and guest details in the show notes, as well as how you can support our work in the coffee industry. Become a premium YouTube subscriber, explore our Patreon and any brands we've partnered with to bring you this podcast. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It really does help us grow our audience.